Me when I realized I forgot to set my microphone to the right one and my properties correctly, so that way you can't even hear speakers, Artec audio, hear the music. That's crazy. Anyway, Power Slate 1 should not need explanation. All this stuff is very easy. You just go through, you do all the stuff that needs to be done. Same thing with Slate 2. 5 Red Dragon entries might take you a bit, but as long as you get to Remote Jungle Inn, you should have unlocked 5. So you can get that on day 1 if you haven't already. Also, always make sure to top up your Dragon Scale quills. Uh, Very important for just clearing content. Anyway, uh, play Guild Battle 3 times. You should be doing that anyway. So let's not pretend it's a hard quest. Now, what I found for produce 30 sugar cubes at Sugar Quarry, just start auto setting the sugar cubes and just keep checking back on it. Seaside Market trade 5 times. Trade Harbor Ship. Those two are both interlinked, so I'll get to both those at the same time. Complete any dark or master mode stages in World Exploration 5 times. Now, this one was actually changed in the update that popped this morning. Before, I believe the wording was complete any dark mode stages in World Exploration 5 times. Actually, I believe it changed more than that. I remember needing to do a lot more World Exploration stages on day 1 for dark mode. That could also be thinking of a later one. Anyway, don't mind me. So that was number 3 that you just saw a bit of a snippet of. And I need more of these. I've used a lot of them recently. To make those. So here, you know what? I'm just gonna, though that's how you do those two. I'm gonna give everyone a full overhaul of the event. So obviously, as you see, I'm very high level in Hall of Encounters. I have 3 maxed out pieces. My next maxed out piece is going to be the torso, then the tail, so I can get the entire dragon glowing. Then I'm gonna do the egg. Damage resistance in arena is crazy. Free damage resistance is wild. But anyway, as you see, I have all the cookies. It's fine, whatever. Just gamble. Be better at gambling. But as you see, Legendary Dragon Pass is very much done. Here's the thing. The Great Wyvern Hunt in the Legends of Red Dragon special episode. You want to make sure that this is the first thing you unlock on the board, which is this. The Wyvern Hunt is right there. Crimson Valley Wyvern. So once you unlock Dragon City Square, and you unlock the shop, then ensure that you do Cookies in the Square first, which I believe was a 19 one. Then ensure that you have the ability to do Spine Chilling Roar, which is a 26 if I remember correctly, or a 29. And I'm just checking because I saw the red. This gives you access to Cinnamon the Great Wyvern Hunt, or the Cinnamon stuff. Now, remember, Arena Frenzy is starting tomorrow, so ensure you do these while it's up for the week, just for the free pulls, treasure tickets. You know, it's always great to have more arena tickets and experience. Now, something I'm gonna say for this. Right now, I'm saving up for reduced cooldown up. This is my team, by the way. You are required to have real margarine cookie in your team. So, my is 3-star level 50. If I were to remove him, the required one is 50, but it's only 1 star. If you have him above 1 star, and you have him at least level 50 with his skills at level 50, and as I have him fully built on what I believe the best toppings are for him right now, which, in my personal opinion, for right now is cooldown, with as much damage resistance as you can get, because you're gonna want to run him in Red Dragon. 2 defense downs for Pilgrim stuff, along with Jelly Watch, and then 2 supporters in the back, because this dragon does so much fucking damage. Excuse my French, but this dragon does so much damage. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm going to just set him up real fast. You're gonna see me do this. For him, he's a charge I recommend, honestly, because Papaya's whole thing is that he wants to use his skill a lot. Cooldown with high DR is might be the play. Cooldown with high DR. I see I only have 1 DR right now, which is the Tricone Choco Cup. But Dragon, this guy, either you need just normal DR. So normal DR. Which I'm probably just gonna run 5-piece normal DR on him right now. I would say, personally, if you are going to run him for PvP and guild content, do 5-piece DR with as much cooldown as you can get on him. But if you are running him for specifically this, or specifically Great Worm Hunt, try to ensure that he has as much cooldown as he possibly can. And here is a little tip for you all that some people don't know. So I'm kind of low in rankings. I'm close. I'm getting real close to closing the gap for top 100. I just need to do a bit more damage. So what you need to know, there are 2 things you want to look for, which are periodic damage, cooldown, which is great, but also the attack or attack speed up for summoned pets, specifically because this team relies a lot on poison, and it's now going to rely on poison and fire damage. So hopefully they do more as periodic damage. Now I'm just going to run this because I don't really need to do a good run. I just need to do a couple more runs to sort of max out the pass. But I'm going to start talking through more things. Number 1, if you have a bunch of mileage points and you've not already, please attempt to max out your Wildberry, because Wildberry, his A3 or A5, I forget which A you need to get him at, is required for one of his quests on the platform. Now, as you see, the dragon isn't taking that much damage because I don't have the right full setup. Usually I do periodic damage and then Cookie's attack increased by 10% every second, because that stacks fast. And cooldown is just nice to have if you are running like fast runs, but you don't really need it once you get to cooldown 10. But let me show you what a very good roll is. Okay, so that's the other one we're looking for. You want to get both of them on the same one. Mind you, this thing kind of caps at 5k. If you have the money for it, just keep rolling. If you just want to get a good score and get your stuff up, just keep rolling. That's all I can really say. Now, look at a good one. One or both. No, that's a really bad common double roll. The ones that have green in them mean that the monster or the dragon will, like, it's recommended to run those for the dragons. Now, some increase your lifetime up. Not great, Summon Creature Lifetime is the only one out of the three common lifetime ones for summon creatures you do not really want, because lifetime doesn't really matter because whenever you throw his skill down again, you're going to be resetting it anyway. Now, here's the thing. He is vulnerable to all elements. Becomes vulnerable to all elements. It specifically shows fire and cream there because fire, cream is poison. That's why he does mostly poison damage. Now, something you have to remember. He has attacks to attack the two nearest and two furthest cookies from him. So here's what you want to do. In order to ensure maximum dips, or DPS, I like to call them dips, in order to include maximum dips, you want to make sure that you follow these two simple rules. One, if you are throwing him into a team that, if you are throwing a element user on the team, like let's say for example, I want to throw her on, or him on, sorry. Let's say for example, I want to throw him on, and I'm gonna build a Gato to do Uber Poison, which honestly, depending on whether he gets buffs, might be a good idea. I have to double check to see whether or not he gets buffs. Or you just want to run Vampire because you love backline DPS damage, in which case you don't need the Ghost Ice Cream, and instead I would recommend running Pilgrim Torch. Whichever Pilgrim Torch, actually, no, not even whatever. Fire Pilgrim Torch, the Elder Pilgrim's Torch, is better to run in this scenario. So let's take this team. Let's get the one that gives. Where is it? Not that one. Periodic damage, crit damage. Okay, I was looking for periodic damage. That's a triple gold, so we're just gonna keep it and roll with it. Here's the thing. If you require, if you don't have, you aren't able to build this team, that's fine. The boss, without two really solid healers, will kill your team very fast. It is not very hard. Your cookies are very squishy. That's why I'm running two healers, being PV and Cotton. PV can be replaced with Cream Unicorn if you have a built Cream Unicorn, but in that case, I would recommend, instead of having the leeway to run a very like good-ish backline healer, you might want to run Milky Way, and just to get that extra shield to ensure that all your units are surviving the fight. Now, as you saw, very good amount of damage, very decent, very solid. I'm just double checking to see how much I have to do, because I'm pretty sure it's just one. Yep, one more. So, here's the thing. First thing you want to do, always make sure you fulfill your daily missions. You want to make sure you get as many encounter points as possible. And also, you want to make sure you, after the Mighty Red Dragon, join the Epic Heroes now. Help the cookies and their blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. First off, maximum thing you can get to for right now till next week, or not next week, till next, yes, next week, but till next week's refresh on the quests, is ensuring that every cookie in the event, if you've pulled them, is level 50, and making sure their skills are level 50. The very first thing you want to do, which is very easy for me because my Holly Berry is already level 75 with her skill at 75. So I don't have to worry about these next quests because they'll autocomplete basically. Do not worry about the Ascension cookies promoting Holly Berry cookie to 3-star, to 5-star, to A1, and that should, yeah, and that's it. Right? Or Papaya Dragon to A1, which is also one of them. The devs have stated, when asked, this is a goal that they have set for people that are really lucky, and if the people are really lucky and they get those, then they will just get rewards in Hollow Encounters faster than some others, but they are mostly for buying the bonus reward chests, and that was their given intention with the quest for those. Mind you, the Ascension quest, I believe, unlock. If we go to this one, A1 unlocks in 18 days. I'm relatively sure that 18 days is when we will start getting the new cookies for the Hall of Encounter. As you know, you can only see one of them. We know we are getting two new cookies. One of them being the Bomber Cookie. Obviously, Bomber Cookie unit, I believe it is either a back or midline. It should be a fire-centric unit. If it's not it should be fire-centric, which will be a first for a Bomber unit that doesn't involve poison. But I guess they did the same thing with this Assassin that involves poison. One thing that might also see change next patch is they are considering changing Wildberry's skill, not any of his like DPS, but more specifically his skill, what his skill damage is. Him and Hollyberry might be seeing like actual like elemental skill damage on there. They have stated that they are testing the idea in beta, and once they are fully able to either flesh it out or come up with a solution that would mitigate the losses that people are going to have because of the fact that, you know, they can't pull, or if they do pull ancients are getting outclassed really fast in terms of DPS. But another thing, for the love of God, please do not, if you are maxing your pass out, ensure it's only if you have, ensure that if you are like doing the pass, the Legendary Dragon Pass, I maxed mine out as fast as I could because I bought the pass. It's like, yeah, blah blah blah, pay to win, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I bought the pass because I like buying the pass. I also like the little rib bones and the rib stuff, and I like decorating my kingdom. I have a bunch of decorations, and I still have to get around to decorating my kingdom, but once I do decorate my kingdom, it's going to look very nice, I feel. Something you want to make sure, if you are buying the gem packages for 750, ensure you are only buying up to, if you are up to 32, because that's when you stop getting big encounter points bonuses from leveling. And here's the thing, it's from like it's 300 up to like level 20, I think, where it turns 400 up to level 35 ish. Mind you, you only need, if you are going, you only need about like, heck, if you've done everything I have, you can actually check the Crystal Update shop. I bought 15 of these, which means I spent around like 12k gems ish on them. It's a lot. It's like almost 50 pulls, whatever. Here's something I'm going to need everyone to hear me out. Save up your gems. If you already have pulled the new unit on banner, and you have pulled them to 3 stars, please save your gems, buy these Soul Resonance chests, these epic Soulstone chests, and use them on Wild Berry. And the sole reason for this is because Wild Berry's quest requires, not only is Wildberry a really good unit to build in the first place for PvP and PvE content, especially for some master mode stuff, getting Wildberry Cookie to A3 completes his Ascension quest, which means that even if you are having a really hard time with either pulling Papaya Dragon or Hollyberry Cookie, if you don't have either of them, and like, or pulling multiple copies to get the Ascension, you can ensure one of the cookies, if you haven't already A5'd him or you have him at like A3 already, you don't gotta worry about this. You don't have to worry about him. Like, you can just max him out. You'll be able to do everything. Something I will recommend for completing any episode without time jumpers, once that quest unlocks in 4 days, along with the upgrading the level and skill, you are going to want to ensure that you can just jump on 1-1. Like, if you have, like, for me, example, I had to wait another whole day to finish my quest under the bounty system. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing a one run. It's just gonna be a fast one run so I can get it done with. Just so I can mark it off in the book and it'll be like, cool, you completed 20. And you really want to know how to do these fast. Whoa, I did a whole 0 damage, guys. I got one back. I don't know if that counts. That does not. Okay. So I guess if you quit during the 0 second mark, I guess, while the game is loading, it just gives you your quill back. Kind of interesting to know. But yeah, don't worry about it. Anywho, something you should ensure on is that regardless of this, I see my cookies don't have executive run. I literally didn't give them any buffs this run, and you're gonna see that my team still does a lot of damage because I'm double proccing poison as well as applying fire, and as you know, he currently has vulnerable to all elements. He's constantly 26 to 20, 20 plus stacks of poison, capping at 30. Poison damage up, and he's sticky gooed. I guess, yeah, I guess they get those. It's like 20. Like, look, that's 23k, 23 million. That is not hard. It is not hard to get a good score in this game. As long as you build a team that works with it, it is not hard to like get a good team. But what you're going to want to start working on, well, you do want to work on the Dragon Pass. You want to work on leveling it up. Work on the quests. I cannot stress enough. Work on the quests because first off, I need to check Tree of Wishes to see if I can do one of these. Go here, check see what needs to be make. Fluffy, this. Big Fluffy. I can make one. There's whatever. 10-minute speed ups. Do those. Do that. Press that button. Click that. Ooh. 4 hours. Whoa. Crazy. The only reason I did that is because it's times two, and I love money. I've almost made back as much, not money, but as much coins as I've spent in re-rolling on the thing with one of the times twos. So very first thing you're gonna want to like keep track of, make sure that you're doing after Might of the Red Dragon. Once you pull the cookies, start sending them on balloon expeditions on World 1. World 1 is 15 minutes. You can either use two 10-minute rolls, which you'll lose 5 minutes, but it doesn't really matter because you can buy them in the mileage shop. You just buy them back in the mileage shop. So obviously, if you can, ensure to hold on to your chest, your soulstone chest, till after you've gotten Wildberry to 5 stars. You're going to want to do this by either pulling Wildberry or buying him with mileage tokens. If you're saying, hey, but I'm running low on mileage tokens, literally do more pulls. It is really, especially with the event in full swing, it is really not that hard. I'm going to do 3 pulls. This is going to bring me back to 10 pity. Because I let one of my friends do 7 pulls because I had 7 tickets. But now I'm back up to normal pity. Obviously, I'm running super rate up on Wildberry right now just to get him up to A3. And then I'm going to switch this over to Royal Margarine Cookie. And obviously, Holly Berry guaranteed It's very nice. Papaya Dragon is guaranteed in 250. Now, the way to maximum grind them, I would say, is just, doing this. So, let's look at this one. Guild battles. In 2 days, this quest will be done. This one was going to take a bit longer because I need stuff like these flower bouquets, which I need there, but because I need candy pasta. For candy pasta, I need cream. So I end up needing to make more cream, then making candy pasta, then going to the windmill and ensuring I'm producing more biscuit flour sacks so I'm not running out of biscuit flour. And one thing for you, and you know who you are. As long as your sky garden is populated, it doesn't matter. All of them still have effects in your kingdom. That is literally the whole point of Sky Garden. The whole point of Sky Garden is to get them off the ground and onto the islands. That way they aren't clumping up your base down there. It's the whole point. You don't gotta keep asking. Literally the whole point of it. The whole point of it. Just, as you see, I have the last two past ones here: the Dream Train, Great Bonfire of Glory, some other ones like this Fortune Teller Rabbit. Only reason I got the pass was because this is one free epic a day. Get the free BTS one up here. If you're asking about these types of things I recommend. Number one, the train. Max it out. I'm maxing it out right now because I just got the coins for it basically. Ensure that all the ones you really need are maxed out. TikTok Clock Tower should be, in my opinion, every player's first landmark they ascend all the way up, especially for this event. Material and good production time -10 is so helpful because you have to make so many materials and goods with them. Train station time trading down by 10%. Obviously, you can go into the laboratory and do that stuff, but you gotta remember, not everything can be done very easily. Yet another thing to remember, because these things have turned into AXP jelly, I am getting around 300, 480-ish EXP jelly per year. Also, let me pull this one up, just because I don't want it to be down there. Something you are going to want to do, though, is, and this is something that one of our guild members advocates for a lot, because he's like, you should do it a lot. It's very useful. Um, please just make sure you have Tastier Star Jellies maxed out. If there is another Tastier Star Jellies one, which I'm looking for right now, and I'm sure I can just ask him and he will tell me, maybe like, yeah, there's this. I'm like, cool. I guess. I don't think so. Yeah, there isn't, at least not on that one. But faster material production is already great. Just for clearing out the daily stuff, the daily nuance of having to go through and do a bunch of other little things. But also, you're going to want to make sure you start getting faster train trading if you can, and research efficiency. It's really good. More storage is really good. Free storage expansions without having to, you know, upgrade them. Okay, faster cooking house production, which I feel I need to mention. You do not need to level this thing all the way up to 9 or 8. Get your laboratory like mine up to level 4 and start working on everything at level 4. There is no one needs to have a maxed out laboratory, have everything at the highest degree or whatever. We have one person going through and doing that. That's fine. Kudos to him. I'm gonna start doing it just with the beginning part of my laboratory. going from this way, going up this way, maybe sort of rounding everything out at 5. I forgot the live stream as the interruption between that and the last song. Sorry, I'm just checking things 'cause I got distracted. Anyway, Power Word 3. Cook 30 units of sweet jelly jam. And if you have Hollyberry, do that with Hollyberry. That is one of her quests. Donate 3 relics to the Guild Museum. Ensure that if you do not have a quest like this on, you make sure that you are currently holding all of your guild relics. Because there will be more quests like this, I'm sure. And if you do not make sure you hold on to them, you will be running out of them to give in. Complete any expo save 30 times. Do number 1 30 times. It's like 120 stamina jelly. It doesn't matter as long as you are constantly playing the game. You're going to get way more than that back anyway. 20 gotchas. Gamble. Self-explanatory. Kingdom Arena 15 times. Just play in Kingdom Arena. That's why I saved a lot of my playing till after this event came out. I had like 120 something. I think I've done like 60-ish fights. I'm at M3. I got really close to getting top 100, and then I dropped down to like 3K. 3K, I think. I'm at right now. Dragon Sales Quill, self-explanatory. 30 daily gifts to friends. You're like, I don't have 30 friends. Do this. Get another thing. Go to guild. Go to guildmates. Start seeing if you have everyone on your friends list. Just click down the link. Just click down the list. Like, see, I don't have Shelby added. Add as friend. I don't have Ravens added. Add as friend. I don't have Stallman added. Add as friend. I do have Coffee added. Rosie added. Clean. I do not have added. I'll add him. I have Dark Quartz. I have GVP. I'll add him. He's online right now, so I'm gonna get another friend on the list in order to ensure I have maxed out my friends for the gift thing. Everyone else is already on my friends list. If you don't have any, as you see, I have a bunch of requests going out right now. I would recommend checking these every once in a while. Just, this is a day or 2 days, just start canceling the friend requests. You can only send out a certain number of friend requests in total. Make sure you are not clunking your stuff up with people who are not logging into the game. There's one more day, I think, that is left. Yep. And then that's all of them so far. There are more I can do here. That one. Refresh, go here. I did not mean to do that. This one might be an auto refresh. Yep, auto refresh. Here's the way to know if something is an auto refresh. If you are currently struggling to send stuff out on trains and something asks for something, it's an auto refresh. Like, you see how I have enough gems here and I can buy either of these? Candy bankers require candy pasta. Happy planters don't. What do you think is the smart play here? Is it this, which you then just click over here? Make sure you are making stuff in your jelly orchard, and then making four of these flowers in here. Simply ensure you're not running out of materia to send your trains. That is the main thing. If you can send your trains out, and if you are like me and you have a lot of excess 10 times speed ups, then yeah, no, that's too much. However, if you can get, or if you have the Kingdom Pass, which if you are going to get the Kingdom Pass, super recommend. The trade vouchers are super great. Use them all the time when I had Kingdom Pass to just not play the game, basically. I think it was three coffee jams, send them out, came back, go into Eltron, send them on Eltron. Make five pickaxes. One, two, three. One, two. Something I feel like I should not have to specify to everyone on this guild. Please do not start making all of the required materials at one smithies. You can make more. You do not have to keep holding on to the smithy stuff. You can just make more smithies. Heck, go into build. If you see a smithy there, build it. What's that? When do you unlock the next smithy? You don't. There's only two smithies. Split your resources semi-evenly, or have one be more than the other, but only by one. Too many, and you'll start having problems. Now I could build more windmills in order to produce more stuff and more jammeries in order to produce more jam, but you really only need two things of the ones that produce materials, not so much the ones that craft them. Like, am I going to buy a second jelly orchard? Yes, because I'm currently running low on jelly and I really need a lot of jelly orchards. Now, if I can actually click on it and not Clover Cookie, or drag them into the boxes. One, two, three, one, two, three, four. Mind you, every single time you upgrade something, it gives you the next material times a set number. So if you upgrade this, it'll give you making a jelly berry, it'll give you jelly berry baskets times whatever, which just gives you more jelly berries. Very useful to know, right? So, that out of the way, you can basically watch the video in two times speed, which is probably just what I'm gonna suggest people do if they want to just get through everything really fast. Uh, five, send gifts to daily gifts to friends if more people were to accept my friend requests. I usually just send them by how recently they logged on. See, like that person just went offline. This person was offline online like an hour ago. Knowing time zone differentials, it is midday to late afternoon for that person, so they'll probably be back online soon. Uh, that person's friend list is full. Why would you recommend someone's friend list is full to me? Hour ago, 30 seconds ago. I'll do that one. IDK. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this guide for just what you really need to know, order of things to other ways to do things. Check Legendary Dragon Pass. Ensure that you have completed, if you can, whatever they want you to, because newsflash, you want as many encounter points as you can get. Secondary newsflash. What you should be focusing on is ensuring that all of these are up. Do after Red Dragon before you do Red Dragon Seals. Before, actually, no, sorry. Do Red Dragon Seals. And if you have to make anything, ensure that you can, if it requires a unit or something a unit needs to make from after the red dragon, use the unit from after the red dragon to save you time. Ensure that your legendary dragon pass, at least for F2 peers, reaches 32. You can get that very last bonus because after that it doesn't really matter because you aren't going to be getting anything substantial until level 40 anyway, and at that point you don't really need to hard level your pass. You can just do challenges to hard level it. For people that are want to do Red Dragon Seal pulling, number one, if you ever unlock a new Red Dragon Seal, always inspect it for very easy quests to do, like obtain guild relics. Obviously, you know, bada bing bada boom, get another guild relic. I'm holding on to a bunch of them. Legendary, legendary, two epics, a bunch of commons and rares. But just make sure you can just level them up. Heck, if you feel the need to do things or you feel like you need to save gems for something, save gems in the shop for these. Reason I didn't save gems and instead I spent them on the train is simply because I really need the train to start going out so I can start doing more stuff. And that's really it. I just need the train out of my business more. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the fun little guild I made, which I like calling things the guides guilds because that's how I read it, because I read phonetically. Have fun. And if you haven't pulled the new units, have you tried pulling better?